Well, in fact, our top focus, a story that we have been highlighting over the last few days. Multiple airlines have been receiving bomb threats, starting with Air India to Vistara, Indigo, as well as Akasa. In the last 24 hours itself, there have been over 12 threats that have been received by multiple airlines. We'll give you a proper breakdown of all the airlines that have received the bomb threats. We're also going to bring in experts right now to help you understand why this is becoming a major cause of concern. And the third very important aspect of this story is how exactly are the airlines really responding to the bomb threats. Is there a lackadaisical attitude on the part of the airlines to begin with? And how exactly is the Ministry of Civil Aviation really trying to tackle this entire situation? First, let's take you through the details of the number of threats that have been received in the last few days. 14 threat calls in the last 12 hours, 5 to Air India. Then you have Indigo, again, another 5 in the last 12 hours to Indigo Airlines. Then you have Akasa as well as Vistara. Air India Express has received 1 and Vistara has received 3 threat calls in the last 12 hours. The data as far as 24 hours are concerned, 6 hours, 10 bomb threats that we are talking about what's happened today. 6E17 Mumbai to Istanbul, that's the Indigo airline that has received the threat. Let's take you through the other airlines that have received the threats. 6E108, that's Hyderabad to Chandigarh, once again Indigo airline that has received the threat. And the Jeddah flight of Air India has also received yet another threat. Now, as far as statements are concerned, not all airlines have really put out a statement acknowledging the fact that they have received the bomb threats, barring a few. In fact, Indigo Airlines as well as Akasa have already put out a statement. As far as Air India is concerned, remember that's the story that Republic TV has highlighted over the last few days with regards to what really happened on Thursday itself when multiple bomb threats were received by only one single airline. And there was no public statement that was made by Air India with regards to the threats that were received by them. Was this an attempt that was made by Air India to perhaps, brush this under the carpet, or was it as part of what they've been calling it standard operating procedure? Have the regulators really been informed about the bomb threats? What's the procedure in place the moment after any airline receives a threat? As we understand, remember, if the aircraft is mid-air, then it is important an emergency landing to be carried out. In some cases, they say that that is not really required. Now, we'll take you through the details that are also emerging with regards to what has happened so far in terms of the investigation. In fact, multiple cities where we're being told that FIRs have been registered so that they can really find out who exactly is behind it. Few arrests have already taken place. Mumbai police, in fact, has made one arrest of a young boy from Chhattisgarh who had carried out this. But remember, that's an isolated case is what we're being told. Here in the national capital, at least 3 FIRs have already been registered by the Delhi police. They are largely looking at the usage of dark web to begin with as to how exactly rerouting has happened through the VPN network, and it has been linked to various countries. The VPN network has been linked or routed through countries like Pakistan, Hong Kong, San Francisco, Germany, as well as the United States of America. Let me first go across to Harsha, and then we'll try and get in more people on this very story, getting us more details. In fact, we'll go across to our reporters also. Harsha, getting us the latest right now from the national capital, from outside Air India's office. Harsha, so far, statements that have been made are only from Indigo and Akasa, if I'm not wrong. Any update that you're getting in from Air India right now with regards to the number of bomb threats that they have received?
So, Shravan, since morning, Vistara, Indigo and Akasa, these 3 airlines received the bomb threat. All 3 of them have shared the media statement with us, like what was done. In Indigo, the 5 Indigo Airlines received the bomb threat. 2 are still mid-air, Delhi, Istanbul and Mumbai, Istanbul Airlines. Rest of the Indigo airplane have already landed. But if we talk about Air India. So the exclusive information with Republic TV is that the India flight received a bomb threat. When asked about whether they will be releasing any statement or not on it, the Air India officials clearly told us that they are aware of the bomb threat, but there will be no statement from their side. They are in touch with the regulators. Also, they have been telling us that they are following every standard operating procedures. The SOPs are being carried out, but there will be no statement. When we asked them about the BTAC, whether the BTAC has been formed or not, they in fact didn't respond on that as well. When I asked them that whether I could send a mail and they could respond that yes, bomb threats have been received officially on mail, if they can confirm us, they said nothing officially. Only we can verbally tell you that yes, we are aware of the bomb threat. And also, Shravan, we have seen in past on 28th September and on 15th of October that there were several Air India airlines which received the bomb threat messages. And all those cases, Air India several times has shared the statement with the media person, put out on their social media platform, put out the entire statement that what Air India has done so far. But now, after 15th October, none of the airlines of the Air India which have received the bomb threat messages, their statement has been released by Air India. In fact, today morning, 5 Air India aircraft have received the bomb threat messages. Most of them are international, most of them are mid-air, but none of the aircraft, what the standard operating procedure was followed or any statement was made by Air India. Back to you.
Well, in fact, we'll try and also go across to Krutat, who's joining us from the newsroom. Krutat, the larger picture that is emerging right now is that, one, multiple airlines have received the bomb threats. Some airlines have publicly admitted that they have received. Some haven't. For instance, in this particular case, we're being told that Air India hasn't, and they say that it is their own prerogative.
Indeed, and Shravan, this is an extremely suspicious behavior by Air India. Last 3 days, we have constantly kept an eye on these bomb threats and the threats that have received by various airlines across the board. And we have seen over 70 cases just coming in the last 3 to 4 days. And the DGCS has also taken a lot of responsibility and cognizance. So particularly the conduct of Air India has been under scrutiny. Just day before yesterday, we were tracking how Air India had quote-unquote put out an ignore message with vis-a-vis on their internal communications when such threats were received. Now today there is an extremely concerning behavior by Air India staff that is coming in, that they have refused to put out an official statement vis-a-vis what flights have been targeted by these bomb threats and what corrective action has been taken in accordance to the regulation. Now there are various aspects of why this is happening. A, it could be that the number of threats are so many that it is difficult for the airline to keep a track of all of them, or they do not want to put out this information. However, in public interest, it is advisable that all airlines, whenever they receive such threats, put out the relevant information just to ensure public accountability. Because remember, this is not just a matter of negligence, but it is also a matter of public accountability. As a public carrier, you are responsible for over 70,000 passengers traveling every day on Air India. 20,000 of them at least international, over 150 domestic flights operating in India, and the amount of threats that we've seen which is continuously mounting, especially with specific targeting of Indian airlines in the last 3 to 4 days. It is extremely pertinent and important for Air India to come out and give details of these. Shravan.
Thank you very much, Krutat, for getting us the latest details. In a short while from now, we'll be back with an exclusive report of the bomb threats that have been received by multiple airlines and how exactly it all started. All this in a short while from now.
Who is accountable?